Don't know if you can see me probably. It's me again, Fyree. Another video blog, another day, and more boredom. Suppose I could just do that, yeah. Virtual Console, or extend a little bit from my previous video. Forget what all I said, but basically summing up, yeah, I remember giving Virtual Console like a 4 out of 10 or whatever. Because of Princess Magna, because of the other obscure random games that shouldn't be on there. They are, I know people like them. I'm sure a lot of people, I'm sure every game's been downloaded. I would love to see Nintendo release the numbers for downloads. Honestly, I'd just like to see, because when you look on the Virtual Console list on the shop channel, you can see the most popular game, and they list the top 20 Virtual Console and the top 20 WiiWare. And typically what you see in Virtual Console is the Marios, mainly Nintendo's. I think Pac-Man's on there. I think the most recent Final Fantasy game release is on there as well. But when they do release something new and huge, it usually jumps right up. Because I remember Mega Man X that came out, that was like number 10 within a week, and it was top 10, like 5 or 6 forever. But that's what happens. That's what Nintendo could have been looking forward to when they released new awesome games on the shop channel on the Virtual Console, but they never did. And, or when they do, it's usually one good game every few months and then just random junk. Look at last year. If you follow the Virtual Console release list, the Virtual Console releases from last year, if you look at the big list on Wikipedia or the one I posted on NintendoRealm.com, you'll see that last year we had like 10 or at least like 10 Neo Geo titles, which is good because we're getting games, but it's bad because honestly, who wants 10 Neo Geo titles? I find that just flat out ridiculous. I'm gonna bridge it to the WiiWare now. I love when they announced it. When they announced the WiiWare back in like 2008, because it gave a lot of hopefuls a chance to play games, that are new. Small developers get a chance to get their products out there. And, I've seen a few WiiWare games ported to retail versions of themselves, which is cool because they have more features. And that means that they did really well download-wise, so they figure they're going to expand it to a full retail disc version, which is cool. I mean, I love Tetris Party. That's my favorite WiiWare game. It's probably my favorite Wii game. I love a lot of the WiiWare games I have. I love mainly the puzzle games because I'm a puzzle game junkie. What I don't like is just more random titles. I mean, that's what it's all about. But there's no way to play them before you buy them. This is another aspect from when I was a kid of gaming that I miss, is that you'd be able to play a game, in the store or whatever, and with the whole shop channel in general, really, with the lack of a refund policy, the lack of a return option, the fact that you can gift games to people, but you have to pay for them. Why can't you just gift something that you don't want? Send it to somebody's console who wants, like, I don't want, this game I downloaded on the Virtual Console or on the WiiWare shop channel. You want it? It's already paid for. It's just sitting there. It's like having something and it's sitting on your shelf at home and you're never going to use it again. That's what a lot of downloads are for me, and a lot of downloads are for most people who honestly I'll go back to the WiiWare for this. I won't ramble that far off course. I love it, and I love a lot of the smaller companies having a shot, yes. But, I mean, the prices of some of them are ridiculous, and the fact that when they launched the WiiWare, at the time, Virtual Console was still getting good weekly support, 1 or 2 games a week, and WiiWare was, obviously building up its own library of games. But as the years have gone by, in the 3.5 years since the launch of the WiiWare lineup, it's been, well, especially now, I mean, for the past, basically since, like, late 2009, it's basically been, we're only getting 1 Virtual Console game every 2 weeks, if lucky, and we're still getting 1 or 2 WiiWare games a week, which is good, because at least we're getting some options. But with no demo option, we get WiiWare demos, yes, but usually for games that have been out for months at a time. I think we've only had 1 WiiWare game released the same day as a demo for it, which was nice, which they should, I don't know why they only did it that one time. Like, good, so I can actually play this game before I go and spend 800 or 1,000 points, $8 or $10 on a game without trying it otherwise. Good. They don't do that with anything else, though. They don't do demos at all. That's the biggest fail of the shop channel in general. Well, of WiiWare in general, at least, is there's no demos. There's no way to play a game before you buy it. So people end up wasting 1,000 points. 500 points for most of the games is good, but when I call them one and done companies on the WiiWare. When you see one game by one company for 1,000 points or more, I'm like, really? It's not, especially if it's some just bizarre title, and then the whole fact that the reputation that the Wii gets as a system, as a kiddie system, that is pretty much the whole case in point about WiiWare. That's pretty much, I think, where the bulk of the reputation now comes from. Because honestly, 2/3 of the games for WiiWare are totally made for the 5 to 12-year-old crowd. I mean, My Little Baby. Okay, I mean, in all the games, I'm like, there's like teddy bear games and and I'm all for it because it gives kids the games to play, and their parents don't have to go out and spend 40, $50 on a new game. They can just get, a couple points cards and get their kid a game every few weeks and as part of their allowance or something like that, which is fine. But if you're gonna release, I mean, have alternate, if you want to get your reputation out of the gutters being a kiddie system, don't release games for freaking toddlers. I mean, I don't want to be offensive to people who actually play those games and like those games. I don't want to be offensive to. I don't want to get parents mad at me or get anybody mad at me specifically. But I mean, give me games I want, which is why I don't like the WiiWare, because they're taking potential titles away from Virtual Console. Because I mean, when the WiiWare launched, there was, I think, 200 or so Virtual Console games, and if not more. And honestly, we haven't gotten hardly any Virtual Console games since WiiWare launched, which makes sense in one aspect, but in the other sense, it's like, why? What do you think your consumers, the gamers, the Wii owners want? Do they want a random, never heard of before, brand new game on WiiWare that will probably only be downloaded as we'll try it? And then it typically probably isn't as exciting as it could have been if they had released, let's say, a Virtual Console game for Super Nintendo or for N64 or for Sega or some game that somebody's heard of. If you had to pick between My Little Baby and like Sonic something, I mean, just in general, I would much rather play a game I know, or again have at least heard of, than some random new game. What I have on WiiWare is mostly puzzle games, and I have a few games that, obviously I'd never heard of before, but they're fun, or I know of them, or they're genres I know of, like TV Show Kings or trivia and game shows. I like that genre of game. I have a lot of puzzle games. That's my favorite. I have a few other games, but they're casual, easy to play games, but they're not targeted towards 12-year-olds or younger. I love the WiiWare. I love Nintendo. I will always be a Nintendo fan. I've been a Nintendo fan for 22 years, since I first played the NES. But looking towards the future for the Wii U. Pardon me while I do that. Looking forward to the future with the Wii U, and the Wii U is obviously going to have a shop channel, a download service, which will lead to the future of just digital games, which is another thing I'm not really going to like. But if you're going to do another shop channel, have demos, have, if not a refund policy, you trade in 2 games you downloaded but you don't want anymore for 1 new one, or for 500 points, or for half, you only have to pay half price for something new to download. If you do something smart, because if we're going the route of digital games, we're going to have less and less chances of returning something we don't like, which is, I do not like that route. I don't like that route the gaming industry is taking. I don't like the route at all, because it means if you're paying $40 for a download game and it sucks, you're at $40, because if there's nowhere to, I'm assuming as the digital evolution of gaming becomes the full aspect of video gaming, the stupid companies, the console companies, Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft will have to have, you know, a refund policy built into their shops, built into their download services, because they're going to lose money. Because you're not going to have people buying games and not be able to return them if they don't like them. Because that's how it worked for 20 some odd years in the gaming world before now. And I really don't want it to just be, oh, I'm sorry, you download the game, well, it's yours. No, because back in the day, you bought a game, you didn't like it, you took it back to the store. Hell, you can still do that at most places. You get some in-store credit. Just give me in-store credit, Nintendo, or other console manufacturers. Give me in-store credit for your download service. If I download a game for $20, $30 and I don't like it, can I get at least a third of that back, at least like $10 back, so I can put that towards something I want? Because typically, if you don't like a game, you can take it back, or you could trade it in and get something better. I mean, as the evolution of gaming goes digital, as digital games become the way, as downloads become the way, retail slowly fades out to just selling the consoles and the accessories. They have to think of the future, and they have to think that not everybody is going to want every product, and they're going to have a solution. But getting back to WiiWare briefly before I end this, you know, I mean, I love what I have for WiiWare. I'll do what I did Virtual Console. Virtual Console I gave it 4 out of 10, like a 7 out of 10 beforehand. But Princess Tomato killed Princess Tomato and the other obscure and dumpy Commodore 64 Virtual Console arcade lineups just totally ruined it for me. But I would give WiiWare, I think I give them a 5. That's because of the WiiWare games I've played. They've pretty much all been at least respectfully decent, and haven't been a complete waste of my time, and I enjoy them. But I'm not going out and downloading everything just to play it. But 5 out of 10, I think that includes, because if I just take the titles I have, it'd easily be like an 8 out of 10, because I love Tetris, and I love Bejeweled, and I love, you know, the puzzle games I have, because they're addictive, and that's what I look forward to in a game, is that I don't want to stop playing it, and I have to not play it, because then I'm not going to stop playing it. But taking into the account all the games that I will never ever consider buying, and the lack of a demo for everything when it comes out, I'm giving WiiWare a 5 out of 10. So overall, the shop channel is like a 4.5 out of 10, like a 4 or 5 out of 10, just because it's great for the games I like, and it's great for the games that are good overall, but it's just a fail. It's the worst. Everybody out there agrees it's the worst download service of the 3 consoles. Alright, so that ends this one. I'll probably do another one for, you know, because there's nothing else to do. I'll do another one tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed.